now that we have this opportunity with Senator Brewster's retirement, I figured, why not? Why not stop yelling at the television, you know, kind of talking to my friends at the VFW or over at Shooties about the issues that I see in our district, and why not try to do something about it. So that's why I'm here. I think that our number one focus needs to be on our local economy. All the opportunities have left there and they haven't come back. And we need them to come back. We need to have employment opportunities to sustain our local economy here. We need the jobs here. Then we can have more, you know, small businesses come in, and we'll be able to support them because we'll have people here. Everyone's leaving. People chase opportunities and they're not here. We need to bring them back so people can stay in our communities. We can have the tax bases from having more businesses, you know, from sustaining our population. So this is really what I'm passionate about, and I think what the focus needs to be. I'm all ears for you guys and your opinions and how you've seen Monroeville change, because again, I'm born and raised in Plum, decided to raise my family in Plumboro, and I see, because Monroeville is the hub, you know, in the east, and so spent a ton of my time in Monroeville, have a lot of family in Monroeville growing up. It's not the place that it used to be, and we need to change that. We need to make things better around here. So I think I'm the person to do it. I appreciate you guys giving me the time that you have tonight, and I won't hold you so you're not stuck here for longer than an hour, hour and a half. And you know, I look forward to listening mostly. You know, I want to learn what's most important to the residents of Monroeville and be a part of the positive change that we need.
All right. Did you want to take questions from anyone here?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, sure. You know, if anyone has
I can
any
take a
questions
couple,
for
I
Jen.
think that's okay.
Jen, you have children?
I do.
Are they in Plum School District?
They are. Well, yes. So my little one is 4, and so she's in pre-K.
Oh, okay.
So she's at St. John's in Plum.
Okay.
But my son is in 3rd grade.
And he's in the district.
Yeah.
John and I are on the Gateway School Board. I'm the newest member. And one of the things that, thank you. One of the things that has come up, Brewster, a long time ago, as I was director of an educational profit, swore that when Wolf became governor, that they were going to correct education funding. They haven't done it. Now, the state got sued because they're not handling it correctly. We have to have our budgets done by the end of June.
Right.
They mess around with their budgets forever.
Yeah.
And our state is terrible with education funding, and also, for the longest time, 40% of our education budget went to Philadelphia. They didn't have 40% of the thing. Now, Brewster was on the education committee. I don't know what committees you want to be on, but if we can educate our kids, people aren't going to move here and businesses aren't going to move here because we're doing a really bad job in that in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Any thoughts? I don't know what your experience is in Plum, but
Well,
not real happy with Harrisburg.
You're absolutely right in what you're saying, because people don't want to move their families to areas that don't have a good school district. It's the number one thing that parents consider when they're looking to move. So you're gonna look at, you know, what schools your kids are gonna go to, and you're gonna look at what the taxes are, right? We're gonna look at this, you know, maybe we have family in the area, what are all the benefits for us? And not having a good school district is a huge deterrent for people to be moving into the area. So that's absolutely something that needs to be corrected. And we need to make sure that our schools are properly funded. And, you know, part, again, of the issue is everything really does come back to the economy, because we need people to be working and living in our communities here. You know, so then we're having that tax base that we can use the tax dollars to fund, you know, Gateway and Fund Plum, everywhere that's in the 45th district. But the problem is that focus has been taken away, like you said, and it's being shuffled around in other places. We need to bring that focus back here. In general, I think that this district has been forgotten. And so, again, today's my first day, everybody. Thank you for your patience with me and your grace that you've given me today. But you know, as I'm learning through this process, and this is gonna be a lot of using my ears and not so much my mouth at this point, but we have to fund our schools. We have to come up with solutions for parents, because again, we want people staying in our communities. You know, where a lot of us are from. When we've lived here, we haven't left, we've stayed, but we need things to go back in the right direction. And having a, you know, back when I was in high school, you know, Gateway was a huge powerhouse. And Woodland Hills was a huge powerhouse. In general, the East, it's just not what it used to be. We need money coming back to our area. We need money, we need jobs to sustain our economy. That's where it starts. Yes.
Well, this was a big issue in our recent council elections, is the crime issue in Monroeville, and I'm sure
Absolutely.
it's the same in most of the highway corridors in Plum and McKeesport and everywhere. The economy will come around when the people notice that there is something done about the crime issue, and
Right.
the signals are sent, so that there needs to be a lot of support of the police, a lot of support, and a lot of knocking down of the ballyhooed issues of equity and of going soft on crime.
Mm-hmm.
Brewster had a reputation of being hard on crime, and then in his last 2 years, he voted against taxpayer dollars going to abortions first, and also he voted against the Fairness in Women's Sports Act. A total puppet of the Democratic machine. That he never stood for those things before, and his last votes on all that. I'm not saying social issues are the big thing in the state Senate, but you have to ring a bell about that, because those are 90-10 issues.
Right.
You know, and you gotta go there into the heart of McKeesport, Turtle Creek, and these places and go, you know, what do you believe in? Do you believe in this woke nonsense, or do you believe in good old fundamental values?
Right.
You have to be outspoken about it, so.
Well,
My
I
2 cents.
appreciate your comments, and just so you know, I mean, obviously I said that I work in security, so I am a huge supporter of the police, always have been. You know, I can't tell you how many times that, you know, my employees rely on the police helping us to be able to do our jobs well and keep the people and properties that we protect safe.
And I guess one of my biggest concerns is anytime we give government more money, they never seem to spend it correctly. And, you know, I did hear you saying things about, oh, we do have to fund the schools, which of course we do. But, you know, you were saying we have to bring money back to Monroeville.
Mm-hmm.
But would you propose raising taxes on the citizens of Monroeville to bring in that money?
I mean, I'm a good old Republican that never likes the idea of raising taxes. So that's why I always keep coming back to the economy, because, so people in Plum are super upset right now because there's tax increases being advertised everywhere. You need some businesses to contribute to the community, to contribute to the tax base, so we don't have to put the burden all on our residents.
Right.
And so, you know, I think that what we need to do is not, I've never said anything about raising taxes. And I think that what we need to do, though, is make sure that we have the proper funding for our communities. And whenever we aren't doing things to entice businesses to come in, or businesses are afraid to come in because the crime is high. I mean, we just had the incident at Crumble Cookie.
Yeah.
Not the thing you'll learn about me is that I love baked goods. So along my campaign trail, I'll be stopping at all the bakeries. But you know, you bring in a new business like that, it's an amenity to the community, and then you have something like that happen. These are the things that need to be corrected, and we need to make sure that we have the right leadership in place to make sure that that happens, because we want safe communities.
So I guess, you know, in asking my question in a different way, is that a yes you would consider, or no, never? Like, we're never gonna raise taxes on Monroeville citizens, we will figure out another way to do it? Because there's always tax increases.
Obviously, I can't predict what the future is
Right.
regarding taxes. I mean, we see it every day. The costs for everything has gone up. You go to the grocery store, things are expensive. So in general, the cost of everything goes up. Monroeville still has people that it employs. It still has to, you know, buy salt for the roads. Costs of everything are going up. That affects, you know, all of our towns and how we sustain them and take care of them.
I guess I'm asking, what is your solution for that problem then?
What is my solution for what?
To
problem?
bring money back into Monroeville?
to bring businesses into Monroeville. When
Okay.
Westinghouse leaves and
Okay.
you lose all of this employment, it is a huge detriment to the community.
I'm guessing like, what is the driving force that would bring the business back?
Well, having the right leadership that's going to talk with the businesses to try to incentivize them to come back. I mean, there are programs available that offer tax incentives for businesses to come into communities.
Okay, I was just
for
wondering if
employment.
anything specific to, you know, if there
Well,
was.
it's my first day.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, I just, anytime I hear
you
taxes, I
know-
get nervous, so. I just wanna see like, is this, is there any sort of like,
But I'm saying more related to having more assistance and contributions from businesses for taxes, not additional taxes on residents. I thought I'd made that kind of clear.
Can I make
Maybe
a
I didn't.
suggestion for you?
Sure.
I'm gonna answer your question, and I'm gonna give you a heads up.
Thanks.
Harrisburg has the largest legislature in the country. We are not the largest state.
We're number one.
We don't need all those people. They say it's because they're helping us.
Mhm.
I don't remember the last time I had anybody help me from the state. You know, hello, I'm from the state and I'm gonna help you, usually costs money. So number one, we need to look at the size of our legislature. We also have the largest in the country staffing for our legislature. If you have more legislators, you have more staff, right?
Right.
That has to be looked at, because I've worked with Harrisburg, it's a nightmare with these staff people. They are running this state, not our elected officials. They are, and they get in there, and they're in there for a month of Sundays, and there's a ton of them. That has to be looked at. Every department in Harrisburg needs an audit. You need to look and see what they're doing. And we also have the largest state board of education in the country, 21 members, all appointed by the governor, none of them accountable to anybody in this room. And that's where education taxes come from, because they keep doing things. So I think Harrisburg needs to have their act cleaned up. And somebody has to go in there and say, if you clean your house, you know how to dust? They need to dust out Harrisburg. They
time to
really
audit
do.
Harrisburg, is that what you're getting at?
It's time to really go in there and clean house, because think about it, we're not the biggest state in the union, but yet we have the most of all those things. That's just plain nuts.
I would argue we have probably one of the most corrupt Republican parties in the entire country, so.
Well, I'm not talking party, I'm talking the actual structure of the government in Harrisburg needs really
Nice
looked
first
at.
night.
Well, the
right?
good news is that I'm not a
I-
politician, so you don't have to worry about
I know.
that.
Well, but when you get there, things will, you know, if you get there, you're gonna be influenced, like, look.
Don't
what
lose
just-
faith in me on my first
No,
night.
I'm a very blunt person, and I agree with everything you're saying, I think it's great, it's just general.
So-
It's just very general.
Of course it is,
It's
it's
just-
the first
like
night, I'm here to
people-
introduce
Yeah.
myself, and
Well,
I'm
wait a
not a
second.
politician, I'm gonna
Right.
learn, and I appreciate
I'm
everything that you
telling you
just
Yeah.
some
said.
of the
No,
things
no,
to
no, no, no.
investigate, because if you clean
Exactly.
house there,
And maybe this is a different approach than what you're used to hearing, but I am relying on the community members to tell me, Jen, this is what we need. Jen, this is what we're fed up with. Jen, we want you to focus on this. Again,
Totally agree.
they're gonna attack me for not having any political experience, okay? They're gonna come after me for that. But I think it's a good thing. And I think if I have people like you backing me in that and communicating and saying, this is what we're faced with all the time. These are the problems that we've ran into in the past. We don't wanna see it again. You know, that's who I'm trying to be for you guys. And you want me to win. You want me to beat him. So I appreciate it so much. And I mean, it's more than helpful. It really is. You know, it's hard for me to come in here. This isn't my element. You know, if you want to talk about security guard service, let me know. I can talk about that all day, every day. But, you know, it's not my element. This is something that, again, I've looked at as an opportunity. It got me off the couch. I think I have some good ideas, but I want to listen to you guys, and I want you to help me. I want you to give me the direction, give me the feedback of your experiences. So again, we're not making the same mistakes. You know, I'm not trying to be a hamster, you know, on the wheel. Let's make some positive change. And what I really need you guys to do is get me some signatures on my petition, because I need 500, and I'd like to get 1,000. If you guys would help me do that, it would be wonderful. And then we can
Another-
meet and get into the nitty gritty more again.
another suggestion, since you're in
Yeah.
security,
Yeah.
guess who your best friends are?
Who are my best?
The police.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go to them directly. Am I wrong on that?
All right, and, yeah, we're
And
just,
talk to the police, because if
I'd be
you're in
happy
security,
to.
you need to talk to them specifically.
I'm happy to do that.
Jen, we're sponsoring signature events here on Saturday, February 3rd and the 4th, Sunday, from noon to 4.
Great,
It's posted on the Monroeville Republican Committee Facebook page,
okay,
as well as on our website,
I'll share that,
monroevillegop.com.
okay.
So if you can't, whatever you don't get tonight, come back those next 2 days.
Okay, I appreciate it. Seriously, and again, I appreciate the, you know, the, grace that you guys have given me, understanding where I'm coming from, but, you know, I think that I'm a lot more relatable. You guys already know more of the ins and outs than I do, and I'm all ears. But, you know, there's a lot of things about owning a business that I think will be beneficial to getting some things done for our district, because I really think that we've just been forgotten for a long time. Everybody's leaving.
well, hey, yeah, if you're ready to listen to the people, that's always good. But, you know,
Absolutely.
again, Jen Deniti, am I saying that?
Dentini.
Dentini, I wasn't
Dentini.
even close.
That's okay.
Dentini, I can read well. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
Yeah, we are
Thanks,
just gonna get
everybody.
moving along. I don't wanna
Okay,
get too
yeah,
carried
please,
away
thank
here.
you so
Yeah.
much, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And did,
I don't think James Hayes is here.
Did you want somebody to sign the petitions?
Yeah, if you'd love to, we absolutely appreciate any signatures you can give us.
around.
Yeah, happy to.
Sign everybody's.
And I've left bios here about Jen, if you wanna take a look at that, and obviously, I know a lot of.
Guys,
familiar
before you
faces
sign,
here.
we have 2 other candidates for the same office.
Well, can we not sign all of yours?
You can sign all
The
of
idea is
them.
to get them on the ballot, not to vote for them,
Right.
right?
Right, we just wanna get you on, John. And then what you guys
You
do
can
after
always-
that's.
Except the delegates
you
are
can fight
different.
each other. Can't you do that?
No.
You look, you
No.
can't sign everybody's.
No.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Are you
Is
sure?
it, if it's one seat up, it's only going out one signature.
She has the rules, we have the rules, don't you wanna look at it?
Yeah, please.
Is it in
There we
there?
go.
Cause that will stop.
I also have the rules here. They're just-
So there's 3 delegates, that's why you can do 3
I
signatures.
thought
Right.
I thought you were right, you can sign them, but you just.
25th? The idea is to get them on the ballot.
Because anybody can,
This person's okay.
because anybody could come to your house and knock on the door. If you're a Republican, they could say, could you sign my petition, please?
Oh, you may only sign one petition for Congress and up to 3 different candidate petitions for delegates. So you can only sign one.
That's not true.
This is not Congress.
That's what it
This
says.
is
It's in a
Senate.
congressional
I
seat.
said congressional, yeah.
Right. But we're not talking about delegates.
Right. But it's just, that's where I think all the discrepancies come in is.
You're still missing the point. This is for,
one,
this is
but
for,
then-
Isn't this a Senate seat though?
Well, it's
Yes.
a PA state,
State Senate.
state
That's,
senate.
that's a general assembly, so is that the same?
Yeah, so I think you can sign, it's fine. I
Nope,
think this is for
you can't.
Congress. You can't?
Congress is comprised of the
You
House
can,
and the
for
Senate.
any office,
Yeah,
you can only
Congress,
sign
this
as
is the
many,
General
hi,
Assembly.
I'm Ben Wren,
This
I've been
is
doing
the-
this for almost
Yeah,
20
please,
years.
Ben, help.
Yeah.
I've been doing this like a year and a half.
Yeah,
thanks.
for any office, you can sign up to the number that you can vote for. So for like delegate, you can vote for 3 on election day. So you can sign 3 petitions for 3 different candidates. For, state rep, state senate, Congress, attorney general, auditor general, treasurer, president, you can only sign for as
One.
many as you can vote for, which is 1.
Okay, that
That makes
clarified
sense?
it, he answered it, you hear what he
Yeah.
said? Well, did you sign that here?
So we can only sign one.
Right.
Only sign one.
Okay.
So we're also, we need to listen to.
Yeah,
two
I'm
people.
just gonna like to hear everything,
Right.
of course.
Okay.
And you have to sign it.
Yeah, that's what, petitions will be done at the end.
That doesn't make
on,
sense.
Saturday on the weekend.
Has to be signed.
Or, I mean, feel free to sign whoever's, right? You're all your own people.
Spread it around.
All right, we're gonna get moving
So all
here.
these
James
signatures,
is not
if
here,
they
correct,
sign
Fred?
hers, then it's be in dispute.
Okay,
That's
James is not here.
Well, who's to say who got them first?
Good day.
And let's move on
They
to
could put the
officer
same date on
reports.
for today.
Treasurer report.
They might strike both.
Thanks again, Jen.
Treasurer report.
Everybody's back.
Then why not,
Signing. Is
because
that
everybody in the room
person?
nearly signed my petition, why
Sure.
not tell her to take her back and come to a different event?
December 28th was the date
I
of the
just
last
tried to do
meeting.
that and I failed.
We had $779.68 in our accounts. We've had donations totaling $234 during the period. Which was miscellaneous cash from our last meeting. Expenses totaled 0. The check 166 to Monroeville Foundation was returned
me-
to the
let me
balance,
ask Avery.
having never been cashed. So our new total is $1,113.68 in the SEQ accounts at the end of the period today. Monster Gateway terminated with final year-end reporting.
I had all these people in here sign my petition, and if they sign hers,
Are due
John
January
said that
31st.
the
to
judge
county
will
I
strike
didn't
off.
sign yours.
January
I
12th.
can't, I signed yours.
John said that they'll
Funds
strike
and
both of ours
obligations,
off.
Only
so
if they're
currently we
contested.
have $1,113.
Here's the thing, if they do a general thing on that Saturday and Sunday, and people come in here and there's umpteen million of these, do you really think people aren't gonna get confused and just sign
I have
everything
spoken
under
to
the
3
sun?
possible
You'd have to
replacements since the
monitor
last meeting,
everything
since
that
I
everybody
resigned
did.
on August 15th
Good
as
point.
treasurer. We're working on this, and I'm looking forward to a vote this evening to name Norbert Solinsky as our new treasurer. And